What's up, y'all? I hope y'all got a few minutes to check out some tapes, because I got a few tapes that I need you guys to check out, man. Some outstanding stuff from an outstanding label. All of these tapes come from Iron Fortress Records. Man, I can't say check this out, man. Check Iron Fortress out if you have not, man. Do yourself a favor. If you're an underground death metal fan, check it out. Absolutely killer. It's unbelievable the amount and the quality of the stuff that he's putting out. In the background, we're actually listening to a label sampler, Sounds from the Septic Fog, EP number 2. I'm trying to find me a copy of EP number 1. If you know anybody that's got one, or if you have one that you are willing to part with, I would love it. Comes on a light blue cassette. It's playing in the background. Got some killer bands on here: Mutilation, Groaning, Retch, Into Subversion, Leprophiliac, Tendril, Tomb Dweller, Tar, Rotten Entrails, Primeval, Butcher, and Deliberalize. I can't even speak. Killer bands at any rate. Even though I can't talk or read, don't let that reflect on the music that I'm about to show you guys. We'll move through these kind of quick. I wrote me some notes, scratched it down. Can't hardly read it, but you'll get the idea. We'll try to keep these where they not too glary. Burial Chamber, the name of this one is Symbolic, Flesh and Tomb. This is actually a full length. Came out in 2023 on Bitter Lost Records on CD, and Iron Fortress came this year with this killer cassette. Sydney, Australia death metal. Oh, sorry. Comes with this little card. In the Torture Tape series, you see the artwork here is by Remy C. Killer artwork, by the way. Three-piece band. You see the guys here on the inside of the J card. 10 tracks, 39, almost 40 minutes of music. These guys have been at it since 2007, and this is their third full length, man. I got some catching up to do with these guys. Heavy, 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 man. The double kicks on here keep a mid-pace tempo for the most part. Nasty guitars. I love the tone on the guitars on this. This is all about guitars, man. This is guitar-driven stuff. Got killer vocals. If you think Baphomet or Guts, or maybe some Midwest death metal like Cyanide, you'll be pretty close to what this sounds like, man. Burial Chamber, Symbolic, Flesh and Tomb. Check that out, man. If you haven't, your ears will thank you. Trying to keep this dog at bay, man. Check this out. Morgued, reduced to primitives. This one's an EP. 2024 release on Iron Fortress. Check that art out. A dude named Mitch Bushno did that art. Death metal out of Boston, Massachusetts. If I'm not mistaken, when I look these guys up on Metal Archives, it shows this is a 3-piece release, but it shows 4 on here, so who knows? We're going to say 4-piece. 17 and a half minutes of music, 5 tracks. Comes on this killer orange tape. These guys have been at it since 2019, man. They had a demo in 2020, and you'll remember they had that Terraformed EP back in 22. I think that came out on Life After Death. I've got a copy of it over there, and I thought I pulled it out, but evidently I didn't. But Morgued, man. Rumbling bass up in the mix, tremolo pick guitar stuff and parts of it, barked out vocals, 2 different vocal styles in there layered and complement each other. It has a modern edge, thick, heavy riffing. Morgued, man. Check it out. Check it out. Excuse me. Catacomb, Abscess. And the name of this release is Primeval, Mutilation. This one's a full length, man. Check it out. Comes on this lime green cassette. 2023, the band released this independently and digitally. Then 2024, Iron Fortress come along and put it on this cassette for us, man. Rotten Tomb did the CD. If you're a CD enthusiast, that art is by an outfit named Deadwork. Death metal out of Russia. Of course, you've seen there in the photo, it's a 2-piece. You get 10 tracks on this one. 21.5 minutes of music. This is their debut of full length, and the only thing they do have on physical media, except they were previewed there on volume 1 of the Septic Fog EP. Killer stuff. Just the right amount of dirt and production. Occasionally they get mid-pace, but for the most part these guys grind it out. Mix in some deep guttural vocals and some soaring solos, and you have a relentless barrage of crunchy guitars on here. 2 cover songs on this one as well. You got a Regurgitate cover and a Dead Infection cover. Killer stuff out of Russia, man. Check it out. The next one is a band named Iniquity. Check that out. Eclipse of Faith. This is actually a demo, man. This thing is a 1996 demo that came out independently on CD, and Iron Fortress picked it up this year and has put it out on this cassette. Killer stuff, man. Couldn't find anything about the credits on the art here. Death metal out of Reedley, California. There's the guys on the back. 4-piece, 6 tracks, about 26.5 minutes of music. These guys were active between 91 and 96. During that time they had 4 demos, and this is the 3rd one. However, that's according to Metal Archives. I get most of my information on Metal Archives or Bandcamp, but Iron Fortress is advertising this as a full length. So, who knows, man. Anyway, demo, full length, EP, whatever you want to call it. I call it awesome music, man. Musically, old school death metal at its finest. Everything about this is awesome, man. I'm telling you, this is a killer release. Vocals, musicianship, everything. The bass really stands out and is audible in the mix. Exceptional release, man. Iniquity, Eclipse of Faith. Let me pull this one out. This one's really dark. Check this out. The name of this one is Black Dusk. That art there is by, man, my hand's shaking, Lucian Rudolph, I think is how you say it. Here's the guys on the back. This is Black Dusk. Katorga on a distant planet is the name of this. I think I said that right. Katorga on a distant planet. These guys are from Georgia, not the state here north of me, but the country. Death metal, 2 guys, 2-piece you see there, 6 tracks, 28 and some change, 28 minutes and some change on the runtime. Active since 2023, and this is their debut EP. As far as I can tell, this is the only thing they have on physical media. The lyrical theme on this one is futuristic, dystopian, and post-apocalyptic sci-fi. Well mixed and produced. Guttural vocals. They throw in some D-beat drumming from time to time. Tasty solos on this one. Thrashy at times, the riffing, but still holding that death metal line. Great guitar tone on this one. I love that color. I don't know if y'all can tell. It's kind of a bluish turquoise, maybe something like that. 2 of the 6 tracks on here are instrumentals, man. These guys really do a good job. I love this one, Black Dusk. Moving right along, man. I got a lot of stuff here to show you guys. Loving this stuff, man. This one was really limited, and I was glad to get a copy of it. Let me just pull this out for you. This is Hematoid. Gnashing and Feted, Larval, Substrate is the name of this one. Those are actually the 2 tracks on there. You see I got number 2 of 20. This is a 2024 release on Iron Fortress. Comes on this killer orange tape here. Of course, it repeats on both sides. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania death metal. 3-piece. You get 2 tracks on this one. About 6.5 minutes of music. These boys have been at it since 2022. Had a demo in 22 called Reflected Detestation. Then this. And they also have a full length coming out. And I actually have that right up there. I'll show that to y'all maybe next week. This is actually considered a promo. And both of these tracks are on the full length, man. Hematoid, no frills death metal. That gives a nod to the old school. More than a nod, it just stays right there in the old school. Simplistic yet catchy. I don't know how else to describe it, man. It's just old school death metal at its finest. Check it out. Of the 2 tracks, probably the Feted Larval Substrate is probably my favorite of the 2, but both of them are killer, man. You got to check this out. Killer stuff. I got the, like I said, I got the full length up there. I sampled it before I bought it, but I haven't listened to it in its entirety. I've got to sit down and give that a good listen. Actually, I'm going tonight to Gainesville to see Mutilation Barbecue and Gravefilth. Gravefilth is a local Gainesville band, and Mutilation Barbecue's out of Ohio, I think. Can't wait to get to the show tonight. Carrying my 13-year-old granddaughter, that should be crazy. It's an all-ages show, so she will have a ball. Check this out. Groaning Retch. That one's bright and shiny too. Groaning Retch. Check out that art. Noble Gibran at Vomit Rot did this art. Here's the guys. 2-piece. Massachusetts and Connecticut collaboration here. This one came out in 2022 on Brutal Cave on CD, and then later in 2022 Cemetery Horror Productions put this EP on cassette, and this is a 2024 on, you guessed it, Iron Fortress Records. Like I say, 5 tracks on this one, almost 13 minutes of music. These boys have been at it since 2022, and this was their first release. Had a 2024 split with Tar, which we'll get to in just a second. But a heavy, chuggy, slower than mid-pace. It's what some folks may call that knuckle-dragging caveman death metal that I love so good. If you think Gutricide, if you think maybe Sanguis Sugarbog, you won't be too far off of this. You get the general idea. Killer stuff, man. I just love it. I love it. Let's see here. Alright, talking about Tar, here is a Groaning Retch and Tar split named Regurgitated Mucilage. Let me just pull it out where you can see the cover art on here. Again, Noble Gibran did this art. This is a 2024 release on Iron Fortress. There's both bands there in the song listing and all that track listing. Almost 17 minutes of music. Get 6 tracks on here. 3 tracks from each band. Not a lot of information to be found on Tar if you look on Metal Archives or even on Bandcamp as far as information about the band themselves. What I can tell you is you see 5 guys there, and I know they're from Rhode Island because I looked at some live stuff. But if you watch the channel or watched any time at all, you'll remember a while back. There's the cassette, by the way. A while back, and I can't remember the year. Let me look and see. They don't show it on here. Don't show it. But I got a Frozen Screens put out Tar, Left to Bleed, and this was my first, this was my introduction to Tar. There's the guys there. It looks like it may be the, no, not the same photo, but, so, Tar, man, kind of elusive dudes, kind of keep everything on the down low, but I'm telling you, great music. There's a live clip of them in concert in Rhode Island somewhere that's pretty recent. You might want to check out if you're interested in tar. Very much worth your time, man. And of course, Groaning Retch is awesome, awesome, awesome. That does it for my stack of tapes, man. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you will check it out. Again, in the background, we're listening to the sampler from the label Septic Fog, EP number 2. Killer stuff, man. Killer bands. They're coming to him like a moth to the flame, man. You've got to check these guys out. I got some killer stuff I want to show y'all, but I've got to take some time to go through it. I got a couple cassettes in the mail from a good friend of mine in Costa Rica that showcases some Costa Rican bands. One is an album by a Costa Rica band, and the other one is a compilation. And I also got a package in the mail from Mr. Ken Escobedo from Ken's Death Metal Crib fame, and he sent me a couple cassettes and a letter and some other things that I want to show you guys that's near and dear to my heart, so I want to take a lot of time to make sure I get that right. Got a couple of CDs in the mail lately that I want to show you guys, but all that'll be for another day and another video, man. I appreciate you guys. Oh, before I forget, I sent it right here where I wouldn't miss. I want to do a shout out to Mr. Bulldog, and there it is, Mr._Metalhead_Warrior NY, Mr. Metalhead Warrior New York. He goes by Bulldog, man. Go by his channel, check him out. He's got a wall of CDs behind him, man. He's big into CDs. New Yorker, got the New York accent, man. Just killer stuff. Just getting started. I'm gonna give him some love, welcoming to the community. But go check out Bulldog, man. Tell him the old miner sent you. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very much.